Hello and welcome to the 21st episode of the Gochuucast. And this week we're not talking about live action anime, so we know what we're doing. This week we're going to be going over kind of two things, I guess. It'll be the summer season. We're going to look at things that we watched, maybe give some comments on them, whether they were good or not. And then we're going to look towards the fall season and see what we're going to be watching among that. It's pretty stacked season for the most part, so should be pretty fun. But would anyone like to start us off here?
Should we just start with the big one?
The big one.
The big one. Daniel's not favorite anime, but
dude, it is Daniel's favorite.
Definitely up there.
Licorice recoil. Okay.
God.
We can't just start with that because that's one. I think that's one of the things that people were most surprised by this season because we didn't have anything to go off of. Obviously, going in since it's an original.
It is an original.
Yeah. When I was just like on AniList one day, and then I saw like in the new anime section or whatever, there were like a couple things that I guess A1 had announced or whatever. There was Engage Kiss, which I'll touch on later, I guess, and then Licorice Recoil. The title sounds cool, and so I added it to the plan to watch, and it turned out pretty good, I guess. It got very popular very quickly. It's currently in Japan. The light novel has been the best-selling, or the light novel spin-off has been the best-selling for a couple months now, I think. And then the anime is the #1 in Blu-ray and DVD sales. It also got a manga spin-off, and it has a manga release in. So yeah, it's pretty popular. Yeah, it's good. It's like a masterpiece of writing or anything, but like the characters are very endearing, and I think that's like
it was
the
like
biggest
a fun
draw.
plot. Daniel and I both went into it without really knowing what it was about going in, and I think that made it very fun for both of us watching episode 1 because we didn't know what we were signing up for, and whatever we thought we were signing up for was not really what episode 1 was.
I had no idea what I was signing up for. I just knew the title and that there were girls in it, and so I go in and then immediately I have to double take like a minute in. I'm like, okay, this should be
you like go
this should
into
be an
a little
interesting
bit
one.
of.
Is a light novel like? Is it? You said it's a spin-off, so it's like not the exact story. It's like something else,
Yeah,
right?
it's like I think it's like a slice
Like
of life
slice of
spinoff.
life. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I think anyway. I don't know any of the It's just called it's Licorice Recoil, like Ordinary Days. So I'm pretty sure it's just like a slice of life spinoff. Like,
And then
novel.
is the manga just adapting like what happened in the anime?
So there is a manga that is adapting the anime, but then there's also a new manga that got announced because of how popular it was, and they don't know what they're going to make out of it yet. It was titled Licorice Recoil manga spinoff. In parentheses, provisional title.
Yeah, I see that.
They don't really know what it's going to be, I guess, but they're like, fuck it, we each gotta keep printing this shit because the light novel actually did sell out, and so they reprinted it like unexpectedly, I guess. And yeah, I mean it's popular. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm sure that there will probably be a season 2 eventually. Obviously, it's an original, so.
Dude,
I think it's
a
not
money
something
printer.
that it's not something they planned on a season 2 for, but I think at this point they have the ability.
There's too much money in it not to.
Yeah, why would you not turn this into like a thing?
Imagine a society where the Engage Kiss money went into Licorice Recoil instead.
Licorice Recoil also.
Yeah.
Engage Kiss had
extra
some
animation
nice
budget
stuff to it.
Engage Kiss was like.
I don't know how it finished because I didn't finish Engage Kiss yet, but.
Okay, I didn't.
It was a really weird journey.
I didn't really like the ending personally. It was okay. So the problem with Engage Kiss is like, if it took a more serious approach to its material, then it probably honestly would have been really good. Instead, it's just really goofy, and so I can't take most of it seriously. And so even when it does like good things, it just doesn't do them enough and consistently enough.
It's kind of what was weird about it at the beginning because the first 2 episodes were like really goofy and not into it, and then the next couple episodes had more serious stuff, and so it was like, oh well, maybe.
I was like, oh, maybe this is good now, and then
I think
it wasn't by the end.
Yeah, I think the issue that I felt was like, well, at least in the first few episodes, it was like alternating, but like I don't know, I just felt like the transitions between like the silly parts or like I shouldn't say silly. Maybe the best way to put it is like the interactions with the characters outside of like the action scenes just felt like a little bit jarring compared to where the action plot was going for most of the other time. So I just felt like it was like there's just like a juxtaposition between both parts, and it just like didn't flow well.
I don't think
So,
it
that's why-
didn't balance its goofiness with its darkness
Yeah.
like well. Like Licorice Recoil did that.
Some
pretty
shows
well.
do that well, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like Licorice Recoil has like darker elements, but overall it's like not too serious. And
Licorice
so
Recoil also felt like it just would go for full tone changes for the most part.
a lot of it
So
would
it
be
would-
like part A of the show, like the episode might be goofier, then part B might be more serious.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I felt like Engage Kiss kind of tried to be both at the same time always.
Yeah. Like mini spoiler, I get it's not even a fucking spoiler. They were like in a room talking, and something came up, and I guess like small
hate
spoiler for like
stuff like
episode
this.
3 for Engage Kiss. So the main character like sacrifices his memories to like power up his like demon psychic or whatever, and so they're like in a room talking, and like he doesn't remember something, and so you can see like he's sort of crying, and then like at the end of the scene you're like, oh, that's kind of like depressing, but then before they cut away they show her she was just cutting onions, and so I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's just too goofy. Like you can be you can be a little
Funny, bro.
serious. Like I don't know, it just takes
Hey,
away.
you just have the serious moment. It's okay.
Yeah, like because there are serious moments, and like I don't know, it's like it's good. Its highs were not enough to beat out its lows, and so in the end, it was just mid. They have a gotcha game for it, so I wonder if it was just
Wait,
They're
what?
really a gotcha
yeah.
game?
Real?
I think a gotcha game got announced, so I think it might have just been one big advertisement.
Just
maybe.
one big ad for a mobile game. There is, yeah, I see that.
It's just another
Engage
talked
Kill.
up Destiny. I get Engage Kill. I was like, did it get a second season? Because like it could maybe, but no. I don't
That's
know.
insane. Wait, the second.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
okay. It's like the I see.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
it's I don't know.
So is this out or is it just announced? It looks like it's just announced, right?
I think it's just announced. I don't know for sure though. I just know it exists.
Bro, I need a gotcha game for Extreme Hearts. Please.
I don't know if that's gonna be happening. How
We
many,
need a
how
gotcha
many
game for
people on
everything, huh?
the Earth really watched Extreme Words?
Okay, here's the thing. So Extreme Hearts, good, right? They finished the like little main tournament of the show. There's still like more tournaments and stuff that you can have in it.
Mhm.
But here's the cope part. I'm gonna cope for a second talking about this, right?
Yeah.
At the very end of the show, they always have these little chibi send-offs.
Mm-hmm.
And the little chibi send-off, they were like, "Don't worry, guys, this is just the start," and did like that type of thing,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean anything. But I'm gonna cope and be like, that means that I will get more Extreme Hearts content in some way, shape, or form. Minimum OVA.
I think they're just like pumping copium into you.
They are pumping copium into me. Unironically though, I liked Extreme Hearts a lot. It's very much pandering to be, as a sports anime fan and an idol anime fan. It said, let's do both of those.
Yeah.
And let's do them pretty decently. I don't think it was particularly great in either of those aspects. But it did a good enough job in both that like I had fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
As far as like personal enjoyment went, it's probably one of my favorite things that I've watched in the past few years. But in terms of quality, it's like if you like those things, you'll probably enjoy it. Just don't expect it to be like a super serious anime. It's just kind of something that you watch and you have fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Man, I got a lot.
We have
think,
all the, we have all the remakes. They're not remakes. Sorry,
Second
all the
seasons.
sequels.
Guess
Yeah,
we'll just
yeah.
go over
Oh
this.
my gosh.
Like, tons
Classroom
of
of the
sequels.
Elite. I don't know if it ever got better, but I hated it. And I love Classroom of the Elite. I love
That's like
I think
um,
the first half was like really mid, and then it got a lot better.
Okay, then I need to finish it.
I think at this
watched-
point I've just
could not
decided.
like not even that I didn't want to. It's just like I could not because like I just like hated it so much. I just like it's like when you know something's like really supposed to be really good, and then you go in with like insane expectations, and then it just like lets you down and becomes like it feels like a lot more worse. I don't know. And like the animation was like whack. I mean, we talked about that
It's-
before.
They outsourced a lot of the, like
Yeah,
the first
outsourced,
half.
right. I just like, oh my god, it was so like.
They stopped
you
doing
know,
it in the second half because that's when they were getting
Yeah.
to like the good shit, I guess. Like I think all
Sure.
the novels are supposed to be good, and they just cut a lot of stuff, and so the characters felt a lot worse, I suppose. And there's
Yeah, I kind of feel like with Classroom Elite, I'm at the point where I just feel like I would read it if I'm gonna.
I'm gonna read
I
it
wanna
eventually.
experience
It's
it,
just that it's
low-key.
so like if I like went to write stuff right now, I guarantee like most of them are still out of stock. It's just hard to get right now because it's already
Okay.
popular, and then the anime came out, and now it's like even harder to get a hold of anything.
For sure.
So like if you
Yeah.
wanted to get it, you'd have to go to like Amazon and then pay like $20 when you should just be paying like 10. So it's just it's tough.
I don't necessarily think I'd be reading it anytime soon, but I do think I'm at the point with the Classroom Elite anime where it's like I think if I want to really experience the story in like a way that gives it justice, I need to just read it.
Yeah, novel
That's the
1
thing,
to 4 is out of stock on Right Stuff, so it's probably out of stock in like most places.
This is the
But
thing,
one
like,
thing-
the first season cuts so much, but like I still found it enjoyable because like even parts of it, like I remember like in the first season, like maybe episode 9, 10, 11 around there. Maybe slightly before that, they like introduce some random characters that you've like never seen, but like for whatever reason the story was like compelling enough and like I don't know. This season it was like you can tell they're clearly skipping parts, but it's like it just whatever they tried to do to compensate for it, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, like
but
if they wanted to get to a specific point, and I will say the highs of season 2 were like very high.
okay, then now you're
like I
convincing
can
me.
see why. Like okay, in one of the like very late episodes, I can see where the budget went. But the
Okay.
production was such a shit show because of that scene. I just wonder like
Okay.
how worth it was to have it as high quality as it was.
Yeah.
What it was some very like high quality like rotoscope stuff, and so a lot of their time probably went to there, and they had like so many. I think I read something. There's like a shit ton of producers for that one episode, and so
Okay.
yeah, they just I don't know. They were having a tough time. I don't know.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, no.
And then I have to push through. I just
Just had trouble with it.
what I saw.
I know a lot of people had trouble with the first half of the season.
Oh my
as
god!
well.
Don't even get me started.
I think like episode 6 onward is when it gets like to tolerable levels, and I think and I'm gonna make a video on like my main channel probably soon about it. I think it's a lot of setup that, and I don't know if everyone could get, but I mean it's like pretty highly rated regardless. But like,
Yeah, for sure.
but there's a lot of setup, but it's like it's pretty good payoff I think for like what it ends up doing.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You convinced me. That again, that's like the first season was like one of my favorite shows. So I mean, it's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Let me think what else. Well, I mean, there's the forbidden anime that I know like nobody
Forbidden
ever.
anime?
There's like only a few people who actually completed it, but Rent a Girlfriend.
I watched it on 4 times speed.
Yes.
Space.
I
and
already
Girlfriend
read the
season
manga,
2.
so I wasn't
I
like
cannot get through the
I
first.
was not particularly
4
invested.
episodes.
I can't believe it got a fucking
Doesn't it
season
also
3.
just get worse? Yeah.
Yes.
So the
dude, it's
next
so bad.
the season
Like
3
my
arc,
understanding is season 3 will be good,
So
or
s-
not good, but
season 3 will be the most tolerable yet because
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the one time I like had hope that maybe the series wouldn't be dog shit, but then it didn't.
then season 4 content.
and then
happens.
season like 4 plus content happens. I'm like, oh. It's I mean, fuck, I dropped it. If that's like any, I don't drop things usually. Like I guess manga is kind of like I'll like read a lot and then I'll just like stop reading sometimes. But like it was a conscious decision to not read
yeah,
Rent a
that
Girlfriend.
you were just done with it,
Yeah, it's
which is
yeah.
funny because I've never been on the Rent a Girlfriend hype train, and so I've never quite understood why it's so popular. To be honest,
It has girls.
Um,
That's all it is.
I know.
It has
I know.
women.
It has girls, and they're kind of cute. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I sniffed out this show as dog shit from like
I knew it'd
the
be
third
shit.
episode.
The title
I feel
alone.
like
I gave it the
I feel
good
like
old
everybody
3
knows in the
episode
back
try.
of their head that it's not that good. It's
I
just
gave
like
it the good old 3 episode try, and then I wanted to cyberbully the MC, and I knew like, yeah, this one's not it.
dude, I don't think anybody like actually like likes the show. It's just they watch it because it's like a train wreck. Like no way. Like I don't-
There are probably people who genuinely like.
okay, sure, there is probably a person. Yeah. Okay. But like I just feel like like Discord is like one place, but like I feel like most of the people I talk to, it's like, yeah, this show is like weird, but it's like just like funny to watch him like suffer
Yeah,
and
there
be
are a
upset.
lot of people. There are a lot of people that are just like, it's just funny to see what they're gonna do,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't get it though, because it's bad.
But season 1, it was like
It was a little humorous, I guess.
yeah.
At
Dude,
times.
season 2 is just like
I don't know,
painful. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
I've gone through 12 episodes of you. Can you like have some like progression as a character, please?
Dude, it just
My
any
understanding is
step
it
this
just gets worse.
any step this
Yeah.
motherfucker takes, he takes 10 steps back, guaranteed.
Yeah,
season
no
three,
cap.
I'm like, maybe he's actually gonna be a good. Nope,
Maybe he's
all right, never
actually
mind.
progressing.
I'm still not watching season 3. I'm out.
It's just so bad. Speaking of bad, it's actually
Devil
not.
is a part-timer?
I mean, yeah, but it's not actually the lowest rated thing. Rent a Girlfriend from this past season. Introducing Orient Part 2.
Oh, yeah, Orient Part 2.
so-
I
love that
forgot. I honestly forgot that was this season.
I was willing to give it like a 3 instead of a 2, but then it got a 1.5 because the last episode like made me want
That
to
bad?
just die. It was
In a video game.
Yes, in a video game, of course. Minecraft, jump off a high block area. It was everything I didn't want. So there were just so many ass pulls. How much do you care about Orient?
I don't.
Okay, I will be spoiling Orient. So in the last episode, there's this dude, and he like fused with a god, right? Which is like kind of like the whole point of the thing. Like they're fighting like demon gods or whatever. But this guy fuses with the demon god, and he's kicking everyone's ass, dude. He's killing everyone. And then the main character turns Super Saiyan 3, loses his arm, and then he's like, oh wait, everyone's they're sending their power to me, and he beats the guy with like one finger, and then he defeats the bad guy, gets the girl who I wanted him to have the Mickey Mouse romance with, but then his arm just comes back. They don't even like show it grow back or anything.
They don't address it.
It just
Address it.
literally,
He
they
just
don't.
has
He
the arm
just
again.
has the arm back, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? You just lost it. Like he was like visiting the injured. I'm like, bro, you are the injured, and then it like shows a wide shot, and he's like breaking his arm in. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that? Because there's another guy with a missing arm. You can't get those shits back. That doesn't grow, but he just has it. And
just has
then
it back.
to make
Oh,
matters worse, they killed off the character that I wanted the Mickey Mouse romance with. So she was like part like she was like artificially created or whatever, and they killed her creator. But her creator's like, oh, don't worry, you're half human, you'll be fine. And she was, temporarily, until the last scene where she just fucking fades out of existence. And I'm like, oh my god.
Is that the Rie Takahashi one, or is it a
No,
different
no,
one?
Rie Takahashi is like one of the main people.
Yeah.
This is one that I thought was going to join the crew, but then she just fucking died.
So then she just fucking dies.
Oh my god, dang it, dude. I hate the show so fucking much, dude. It's so bad.
I hate it because I like the character designs and like that type of stuff, and so I'm like, oh, it looks like it would be fun. But then everything I hear about it is always
Yeah, and season
like,
2
no,
had
no,
this,
no, stay away.
it was like technically supposed to be like in like a different setting or whatever. It's like the whole point is like they're going to this island to fight these demon gods or whatever, and the island is it looks the fucking same as everywhere else. It just rocks. That's all the show is just rocks everywhere. It's so annoying. Like they didn't put like an ounce of effort into the world design whatsoever. It's just so uninspiring to watch. I don't know, it's awful. I fucking hate the show so much. I hope it never
love
gets
it.
another season. Anyway,
I think even if it gets another season, you should just pretend like you didn't know.
if it gets another season, it might get 2 times speeded. I don't know.
Four times,
Anyway,
bro. 4 times is the
This might be too big of a criticism, but other things that were bad in this season and were a second season, Devil's Part-Timer.
Devil's
Yeah.
Part-Timer, yeah, it was just like, I don't know. I mean, the finale
I think
still
it was
exists.
it was a lot of the animation. and
It's-
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah. That was my
like,
biggest
not
issue
settling.
with it.
I don't think the story itself was necessarily the problem, although
the new art
Okay.
style
not
is
the
really
greatest.
bad.
But I think the art style and the animation
Yeah.
had some really bad moments, and it was also just like not. Yeah, it was also just not good.
But I also think that story was like never. I
The
don't want to
story
say
was
never.
never
It was like
good,
never
like,
really a
good.
focal point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So it's
don't-
like
I feel like a
yeah.
lot of the relatable humor is gone as well. I don't know why.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess when they were like, I don't even know, dude. When they were like buying a TV, that's like the most
Mhm.
relatable it ever got. I guess I just
Yeah.
because it focused a lot. I feel like season 1 didn't do this as much, where it had like the 3 episodes arc done, 3 episodes arc done. I
No,
feel like
no.
it was more.
It didn't. It was
Yeah.
entirely continuous, basically.
Yeah, like
But-
there was
but, like,
arcs
season
in
one
there
was
or
more
whatever. But yes,
Season 1 was like assembling the team, not team, quote unquote team. It was like
the cast.
assembling the characters, and like each of them had like their, I don't want to say like arc, but it was like they introduced them kind of one by one, but like they were still incorporated into other parts of the show. So yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't like,
This one just felt really, I don't know, dude.
yeah.
It was mid at best. It's still 1 episode left. Who knows? Maybe the finale slaps.
Yeah, maybe the finale will
I
be great.
horrendously doubt it, but
I own
I
volume
forgot
1 of
that
the
it
manga
still
now.
has an episode left.
Actually own
Nice.
yeah,
maybe that'll redeem it for me. No, but
There's a few things that still haven't finished. Like Call of the Night hasn't finished. Denmachi hasn't finished.
yeah.
is Call of the Night good? I thought people like
Call of the Night
just, like,
was
like that girl
something
and, like,
I was
woman, bro.
like the first like bit of it. I was like, okay, this is gonna be like something that I generally enjoy, but don't think it's like that great. But then by the end, like they've introduced a lot of things that I really like.
Uh-huh.
And it's like it's more than just like goofy like walking around at night romance type of thing. And so I think
My understanding is that Call of the Night gets pretty good, but the season 1 content is just like the necessary things that need to happen for it to get there.
Oh, it
I
is
think
based
the first
on
bit
manga,
is like yeah, I think the first bit of it is like kind of whatever. It's like the typical romance stuff, and like you can like maybe enjoy the character interactions or the really good background art. But then once it starts introducing like some of the other world elements, it gets a lot more interested and becomes like a bit more than just like a romance or whatever. And so I think definitely enjoyed like second half of it more than the first. But let's see. I guess we mentioned Danmachi with 1 episode left as well.
Denmachi was a season.
Episode 10.
I liked it. If you like Denmachi,
have you seen episode 10 yet?
Denmachi, I have seen it.
That shit went. I don't know. I was not expecting that.
It went pretty hard.
Yeah, it went really hard. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
like at a level, like we've seen stuff like that in Danmachi before, but not quite at that level.
Yeah, I was not prepared for everything that was occurring. I didn't think they'd have it like not censored.
Uncensored. Season 4 Danmachi was good. If you like Danmachi, watch the first 3 seasons.
It's got a
you
second
will like
core
season
coming up.
4.
In
Yeah, there is a
2023.
second core coming up. Is it? Yeah, it is 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Like, I forgot about that.
It'll be 1 3.
But yeah, it was good. It was another Danmachi season. Can't complain. I feel like from what I've heard, Overlord was kind of a similar situation where it was another season of Overlord that was pretty good and did Overlord things, and
I hate that
generally
they skipped an arc to turn into a movie, which made things a little awkward.
that is a little gross.
Like,
Because are they still addressing like movie things?
they would like mention it or whatever, and so I was like they mentioned like, oh, we have ties with this country. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. What even is this country? And then I learned that was like movie content. And I'm like, why I guess like they want to get to a point. And like the last episode was like generally like pretty interesting. I don't know. Overlord has like an interesting world, but I think I'd enjoy it a lot more as a novel than I do as anime.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anime just feels like I'm getting like bits and pieces when I could be getting like the full course meal if I read it, which I don't think I will. But
I couldn't get into the anime when I first attempted it. It just doesn't feel like my style. I respect it. I know enough about it to be like the things that it does are cool and good, and so it's like valid that people enjoy it. I don't think it's bad or anything, but it just was not for me.
yeah. Speaking of, I think this might be I'm trying to look through my list here.
did either of you see the Maid anime?
No. I didn't watch
I don't know.
that
No,
one.
I didn't see it either. I was curious.
I've heard nothing about it either, which I don't know if
Yeah,
that
like
bodes
nobody,
well or not, but like no
don't
one's
even
talked
know.
because
about
it
it.
like
Yeah.
released a little bit later than
It
everything
was
else.
late, that is true.
I know it exists,
Okay,
but
sure, yeah.
Shadow's House got a second season,
yes.
and
Shadow's House
I have
season
not
2 was
watched.
good.
I have not watched the finale for that yet because we were group watching it, and the group hasn't gotten together for the finale. except Daniel watched ahead, but that's beside the point.
All right, look, all right.
yeah.
I'm
No,
so
I
glad I did.
understand. I
Like,
understand. I
we're gonna
understand.
watch on Saturday. Guess what? Never happened Saturday. And so
To be fair, Lugia didn't tell me that he was gonna be watching his niece. So when we talked about it, Saturday was good, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm watching my niece in the morning." Well, not even the morning for him, my morning, and it was like, "Oh shit." Well, that's awkward. Saturday no longer works because we were just barely
yeah,
not lined up. But fair. I'm probably gonna read this one once I finish the finale. I think
yeah.
I enjoyed
I'll
Shadow's
probably read
House a lot. It was something that we kind of got on the bandwagon for season 1 late, knowing that a season 2 was coming, and then liked it a lot more than I think any of us in the group watch expected. Daniel had seen it already, but the rest of my friends who were watching it were a little surprised by this.
The
But it was
finale
good.
Straight into season 2.
did answer one of my questions that I kind of like predicted one of the like big reveals or whatever, because there's something they just never mentioned. I'm like, okay, we're gonna tell me what happened here, and then
I think
was
I
correct.
can probably. Well, no, because the thing I was thinking of already has been talked about. Either way,
Oh, Made in Abyss.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. It's like the last what's it called we had.
Did you like it?
Made in Miss season 2 is probably anime of the year right now for me.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Season
I
2
finished-
is so fucking good.
that's
Oh my God,
interesting
okay.
because I know you really like Licorice Recoil too.
Licorice Recoil is like my favorite like new anime, but Made in Abyss is probably
Might be,
anime of the
like,
year.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted because I finished season 1 maybe a month and a half ago or something like that,
Yeah.
and I liked parts of it, and I just didn't like other parts of it. So just like, well, if I didn't like really like it, I don't feel like watching season 2. But
I will say
maybe.
season 1 like I don't know. It was like the end of season 1 that I really liked. I didn't care much for like the first half probably.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, it's a lot of setup. For stuff.
but the movie and season 2 are really good, especially season 2. Season 2 is really fucking good.
Okay, maybe.
Fair enough. I know almost nothing about Made in Abyss other than it's
cool.
not what I would expect by like looking at
No.
promotional art and everything, which is fine.
Sure. That's kind of the point. Well, not the point, but it is a point. Yeah. I like the first season. I would say like the best part I like loved about it was like the music. I thought the music in the first season was like, oh my god, it was so good. It was like legitimately like some of the
I've heard
best.
a
Like,
decent amount of the OSC,
Yeah.
and it's pretty good.
yeah, I really liked it, and I like some of the environments and like the just like I think they presented them very well. I think just like certain parts of the story and with the way they like structured them going down the abyss, I didn't really like the pacing, I guess you can call it. Like they're like different levels, so like they spend different amounts of time in each of them, and I didn't think that like certain levels got enough attention and stuff like that. But I mean, I thought it was okay overall. But like, yeah, maybe I need to watch the second season. Maybe that will satisfy
Yeah.
some of the problems I had. So yeah.
And perhaps not that wasn't the last sequel we had because there was another Love Live this
Was there?
season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Well, you talk
And,
about
That's
that.
crazy. That's so
it was-
disrespectful.
I'll
I'm about
I'll
halfway.
watch it
I'm
eventually.
about
But
halfway
PK
through
loves
it.
PK loves that shit.
I'm about halfway through it. It's just another Love Live. I
Game-
think
Big
one
Love
of the
Live,
issues I have a lot with some of the newer Love Lives, like Nijigasaki and Superstar, is that they do these season 2s, but then the season 2s are like very slicey. Whereas I think the things that were really good about the season 2s of the original School Idol Project and Sunshine were that they were like really into goals, and it was like more goal oriented seasons.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Superstar Season 2 has been. There's some new characters introduced, and they're all decent. I don't particularly love any of them, but they're all like, I don't consider them bad.
Okay. Wait,
There's
Daniel,
some other seasons probably too.
you
but I
forgot
don't
your
think anything
your
that we
favorite
watch.
show, Daniel.
what?
My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex. Isn't this like your favorite
We
show?
just hadn't mentioned that
Yeah.
yet. And honestly, it started not as like bad as I like ever
It
thought
started
it would.
actually kind of fun,
but then it
and
fell
cute.
apart.
You actually watched it, okay?
Yeah,
Hold on.
it completely
Hold on.
fell apart.
Oh no.
So
It's bad.
at first, I thought it was gonna be like about like getting over the fact that they were in a relationship and trying to be normal, but no, that just went out the
Not at
window.
all. Not even close.
We don't talk about the
Mhm.
finale. It was
It's yeah.
it was
it's-
something I watched, certainly.
It was
it
an
is
anime.
one of the anime
Of
all
course,
time.
yeah.
It's just like every season has something like this. That's kind of just the objective trash that you don't know if you're signing up for something fun or surprisingly good, or if it's going to be what this was. Which I'll probably still finish it, but
The finale had me Brian. That's just all I have to say about it. I
I
suppose.
have seen some things about not what happens in the finale, but like you and Lugia's reactions to the finale, and that's
Oh my god.
a little funny.
The fucking finale so bad, dude. It took any like hope I had mid-season and quite crushed it, and then the finale was just like
The finale just destroyed.
the finale was like the big middle finger to me. I never expected it to be good, and so I'm not like as disappointed as I
So
would
you're
be
not
with
at-
something
yeah,
else. But
yeah.
like, certainly, I don't know, dude. It's just it's goofy. It's goofy.
I'll don't worry. I will finish it at some point and we'll discuss
It
it.
is one of the anime of all time for
One
sure.
of the anime of all time. But one of the
That's-
good anime of all time, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting.
That was a very cute anime. I don't know if I'll read it. Maybe I will. That's
don't
like
think-
I don't know.
I enjoyed it. I don't know, like some of these things, like Shadow's House, I want to know how it continues, right?
Yeah.
Licorice Recoil, obviously it doesn't have more material, but I would want to know how it continues. Yakuza's Guide, I'm not quite finished with it, but I kind of feel like I'm satisfied. And I don't necessarily see that changing in the sense that, like, if it gets another season, I'll watch it. I'll probably enjoy it. But I also don't feel like feel I need to go out of my way to go read it and everything. I think I kind of just enjoyed it as an anime, and I'm content with that.
Fair.
Episode 3 was great.
Uh,
That was
Yeah,
one of
it was
my
just-
favorite episodes of this season, I think.
it was just good overall. Fuck, okay. What else have I watched? Awashi finished.
Awashi did finish. Are you gonna read?
Maybe eventually.
I would like for you to read it. I think the manga is one of the best sports manga of all time.
I have a difficult
Dude,
time
whenever somebody
committing
says
to
one of,
reading.
I just feel like they're gonna finish it with one of the blank of all
Oh,
time.
no.
one of the. It was one
That's
of
like
the
the
anime
new
of all time.
phrase.
Unironically, for me, I have it 2 on my sports manga rating, right behind Haikyuu, and it's getting really close. I can't quite put it over Haikyuu yet in good conscience because Haikyuu had a fantastic ending, and Awashi is still continuing, but
Yeah.
it is, for me personally, getting very close to Haikyuu level.
I'm trying to see if I missed anything else. It might be on.
Isekai Makyu
Yeah, I didn't
is
watch
horny.
that. Yeah, and
Um,
I don't think we need to know much about that one. All right, I
It
do
has
have
a
couple
really
things.
cool world to it. I think if it was less horny and more like
Well, it's kind of its whole like
Or-
it's a whole shtick, I guess. Like
its draw is that it's horny, but I think if it took the same like setting and quirks that the world has to it and was
Yeah.
a slightly more serious show, it would be very popular. It's still somewhat popular,
because it's horny.
but I do think it is like also a really cool, like somewhat well written world.
Yeah.
But then it's also horny.
Like the last two things I believe that we haven't talked about. I don't know. There's three. Four. Fuck. Five. Fuck. Okay. Five things. So Prima Doll existed. It was fine. I wasn't like too high on the ending, I guess, but it happened.
I feel like Prima Doll did the cute thing, but then it kept setting up these things that I like wanted to know more about.
It did towards the end,
And
like
I
go more into that.
Get, like a little, yeah. And I haven't finished it. I haven't finished a lot of things.
It was
But I
one,
felt like
one
it
of the
just
anime of all
started
time,
teasing me with
I
stuff.
suppose.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
And then Ruby was also an anime that existed.
Yeah.
Ruby was high highs, low lows.
Yeah, I
those
ended up
3
watching a few more
episodes.
episodes of it. It was
It's
I
just
don't know, dude. It's
the
just like
new
it's just like
content
a
they had was so like sleeper. I don't know.
yeah.
It was just
I don't. I didn't really care about like the actual story or whatever. I mean, yeah.
The fights
like-
in the first 3 episodes were cool, and then they didn't do jack shit for the next 7, and then
No,
they
yeah.
had a cool fight in episode 11, and they had like a Mickey Mouse fight in episode 12 that was well animated, and
Mickey Mouse.
it's like like the food fight is like one of the like the people who watch actual Ruby or whatever. There's like a goofy food fight that's animated, and people liked it, and so they remade it for the last episode of this anime, and so they obviously gave it a budget. And so it looked cool, but like I don't know, it just didn't mean anything. Fuck, there's another anime I forgot.
It's a joke fight.
add Isekai Pharmacy, also something that existed that I
Isekai
watched.
Pharmacy existed.
I think it was like it's like I don't know, it's like all the other Isekai that I watch. I'm like, yeah, I learned something today, I guess. Medicine, like woohoo. It was something that I watched.
It wasn't bad. You watched
There's
it.
another
It
thing
was
I
fine.
watched. God dang it! I keep
Is
finding.
that Yumu?
Yeah, Ayumu. It was the one I just rediscovered. I read the manga already, so like this was kind of like an obligatory watch, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. I think,
So not really much to say. It was just season of something you've read.
Yeah, it was a season of something I read. I think they picked good voice actors for it.
I'm trying to figure out what all these things Daniel keeps seeing are, because I'm running out of ideas
And
of what else he
so,
watched.
Summertime Rendering comes to an end tomorrow.
Oh, right. I forgot about Summertime.
The show slaps really hard. I'd say like, I just generally like Real Heroes Recall more. I think just as like a personal thing, but like
preference,
Summertime Rendering is like, it's good food. It's good.
Good food.
Yeah, it's good food. Finally, some good fucking food. You know, after all
Finally.
the Orients
Yeah.
and the Rent-A-Girlfriends of the world, I got Summertime Render to like balance that out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I watched Cuckoo's has a couple episodes left.
He's right.
Yeah, it's mid as fuck. About what you'd expect. Continuously gets worse with each
I've
passing
heard,
episode.
I've heard it just continues to get worse through the entire source material.
The first like half of the first half, I was like, maybe this isn't that bad. And then now I'm 22 episodes into this. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty bad. And then,
But I think it's somewhat popular, so
unfortunately,
you might have to copium watch the second season.
no
Fairly
chance,
soon,
no
who
chance.
knows? Teppen was a thing that also existed.
Teppen existed.
I like so Teppen has all of the not the Bandori, but what the Bushy Road has all the Bushy Road people in it. It's like I want to like Teppen more because I like the characters and the voice actors, but I think this is one of those things that it's comedy, and comedy has to translate across languages and cultures, and I'm not sure that it quite does that.
Yeah.
I think it's so hard for that to.
But I still enjoy it to some degree. I just think, like, for a comedy anime, I'm not sure that it's funny to be as an English speaker watching, subbed Japanese show.
I might have watched it if episode 2 hadn't been bad timing by the whole Prime Minister
That
thing.
is also true. The episode 2 stuff was pretty unfortunate.
I
I haven't watched it yet, but there was a Sarune movie. I'm waiting for it to get subs, but hopefully that was good.
Yeah, I think I fucking think the last thing. I'll give like one more little look-see at my list, I
I got-
suppose. But
I got one more.
go ahead and do your one more, and I'll look through
Alright,
my list,
while
make
you
sure I don't
look-
miss anything else.
I watched one episode of this, but I have several friends who have talked about it. It's Shine Post, which is a new idol anime. That's one of the standalone idol animes. It's more Idolmaster style than like Love Live style, which to people who know idol shows that'll make sense, and to people who don't, that means nothing. But friends, I'm going to be continuing to watch it pretty soon. But the friends of mine who have watched it have said, as far as anime go, it's very good, like near the top of a lot of their rankings.
Yeah.
When comparing it to things like Idol Pride, Selection Project, Idolmaster, all of those. So I'm interested to watch more of it, and if you like Idol anime, maybe give that one a try. It's not something that a lot of people don't talk about Idol anime in the first place, but it's not something a lot of people talk about. Morphonication came out this season too, which was a Bandori short, about 45 minutes, about one of the Bandori bands, and that was great.
Yeah.
If you like Bandori, this was fantastic. It looked beautiful.
Crafting.
And my last, I did find another one. I forgot the Doctor Stone special came out, so that's something that
Yeah, I
happened.
wasn't sure if there was even much to say about that. I guess
it's just
is
more
continuing
Doctor
the
Stone.
story.
Your
Yeah.
favorite isekai?
Shut the fuck up.
It is
All
my
right.
favorite isekai.
And then the last thing, I haven't finished it yet, but Cyberpunk released at like the very end of the season, basically. It's been like,
Oh wait, that was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2
was
weeks.
a little bit ago. Everyone's been really
It came
liking
out
it.
of nowhere too. I forgot that it was even a thing that was going to be coming out, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Yep, this is a anime of the year candidate."
True.
I've like
And,
generally liked it, but I need to get to the end to like have a proper opinion.
to have a good opinion of it.
Yeah. But yeah, but
Wait,
that's,
this is like legit
that's-
based off the game, right? The actual game.
yeah, is they worked with studio,
It is?
the
Yeah.
studio
Okay,
that made
gotcha,
the game, yeah, and so
It is, but my
Okay, never
understanding is you don't have to have.
You don't
played
have to
the
know- yeah, you don't have to know
game
anything about
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just like set in the game's world or whatever. It's supposed to go off that
gotcha.
vibe.
Okay, makes sense.
That's
But yeah, that
Yeah, I
is
think that's
it's the summer
everything
season,
that we've watched.
and so now we look forward to fall, which I've nothing's really out yet. Like we had
I've watched 2 episode 1s for fall already.
I've watched
Wait,
one
what's
episode
out?
one.
So I've watched. So we can start with Reincarnated as the Sword, the one that
Yeah,
Daniel and I have
that's-
both watched
yeah.
already.
Ooh, this is a Daniel show
I
for
think
sure.
it'll be episode one
I
was
think
whatever, but
it'll
I think it'll get better.
good. Yeah, episode 1, it felt like it was kind of speed running the
It had
part
to-
where
had to be,
it's
like,
like
set up
we're
part.
isekai'd and we're gonna get OP and we're gonna meet up with the main friend and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
So I think it might take a few episodes, but I feel like this one
I think
is
now that
kind
like
of like
the main
running
characters
through
are
real quick
together,
Yeah.
it'll get better. Like I think it'll be, if I'm going to enjoy this anime, it's probably going to be more for the character
The second
interactions
half
than
and the character interactions. Yeah.
character interactions than like any like plot or anything. Yeah, Fran seems cute. We like Fran.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
the
that's
the
a
sword
Daniel
character.
profile picture.
I think it's
Really.
kind of funny that the guy who's reincarnated as the sword is like just really into his role as being a sword.
I think
He
like
just kind of
yeah,
accepts it, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "Yep, I'm a sword." And you
I-
know what
I-
swords needs? Masters. But I'm gonna be OP
Of course.
anyway for my master. But I'll have someone to wield me one day.
he's like doing all that, but then he gets like stuck or whatever. He's like, oh fuck, anyone
Him
please,
getting
someone.
stuck was him getting stuck was kind of funny because he's like, "Aha, get fucked."
He's like, oh, I can just fly out of here. No,
Um,
can't move already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
episode 1 was good. In the sense that like it was what I expected, and I feel like it gave me enough hope that it will get better. That I'm interested in the show.
Yep.
The other thing I've started this season, each episode 2 will have aired on Friday. So before this comes out, there will be 2 episodes of this show out. Is I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
Yeah, I don't know.
But-
Which is episode 1 is exactly what you think it was. If you watched any anime with the whole villainous plot line,
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I've heard of
It's-
animes with this.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you've watched any anime with the whole villainous plot line,
Right.
you know episode 1. Person is reincarnated into their favorite horny game as
Oh my god.
the main female
Okay.
antagonist, and yeah, all the characters from the game are there. They know everything about the game. The MC character from the game is there, and also like the sweetest person ever because it's how it always is, and it's going to be fun. I don't think this is going to be my anime of the season or anything, but I'll probably have fun watching it. And episode 1 was what I expected.
Fair enough.
I will not be
I
watching.
think the one that like everybody wants to see. Well, I think that's what I've heard is. Well, I guess there's like 2, but like one is like
There's a
Chainsaw
few,
Man.
but Chainsaw Man's probably
Chainsaw Man, yeah,
Okay.
it's like the.
Have
the
you
big
have you
one.
guys read the manga?
I have not.
I have not.
So I'm going in completely blind.
I don't have a lot of interest
Yeah,
in
me neither.
Chainsaw Man, but there's a world where I'll start watching it.
I want to
Um,
watch it. I hate gore, but like at the same time, it's like, damn, this thing is like so hyped. It's like it'd be kind of stupid not to, right? I don't know.
It's gonna be well animated, and it's probably gonna be
For sure.
the worst entertaining to watch, even if like
It's
isn't-
kind of how
doesn't
I
live up to
feel.
the hype.
Where I don't know how interested I am in Chainsaw Man. I wasn't super interested in the manga hook or anything like that, but I still feel like it's gonna be well done. It's gonna have like good songs and everything, and I feel like I'm just gonna at some point get sucked into
You're gonna get
watching it.
like fucked in the butt by AMQ with the 12 endings.
I'll
So
figure it
There's
out.
just 12 endings.
there's gonna be 12 different endings. Yeah,
There is 12 different endings by all different artists, like very different
God.
artists too.
yeah, it should be
Um,
interesting. Which I think I like. I hope they go with. I hope each ending like fits the tone of the episode. Kind of like the
I think
opposite of
that's a
JJK,
cool-
where like
That would make
Yeah.
sense.
like in Jujutsu Kaisen, someone get like
You have
brutally
one ending
murdered,
that
and then like
didn't fit.
"Da-da-da-da-da," and I'm like, okay, this is just a little awkward.
But yeah, everyone's excited for Chainsaw Man. That's probably fair. Who knows? I'll probably get sucked into it at some point.
Everyone really likes the author, and so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like a masterpiece of literature or anything, but from what I've seen, people like respect this author's work, and so it's probably gonna be like decent in some regard.
Mhm.
If
Sure.
not,
Yeah.
it'll just be like a hype monkey battle shonen, which I mean, it's not like my cup of tea, but like I'll watch them and I'll have fun.
It can't,
Now,
it,
things-
it can't be boring. It's hard for
Yeah,
those kinds of shoots.
I will
like,
be able to
actually
watch it on 1 time speed and not hate my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no four
And
times.
then
That's crazy.
then we have the continuing seasons.
My Hero season
Fine.
6,
A
haven't
lot
seen
of
season
them.
5, but I
Oh,
guess
that.
I'll watch season 6 so
I'm
I
gonna
can get it out of
wait.
the way.
I'm gonna wait on season 6 because it is probably my second favorite arc of the series. But they need to do it well. Season 5 probably wasn't the worst thing, but there were some things season 5 did that I just didn't like and got out of. I just need to hear that they're adapting season 6 well, and I'll probably watch it. But I think I don't necessarily feel like I'm just going to. The second it drops in 2 days, yeah, the second it drops in 2 days, I don't think I'm gonna watch first episode. Knowing My Hero, first episode's probably gonna be recap anyway.
Oh, it's always fucking recap, dude. I hate that they do that shit. Like, man, it's season 6. Everyone fucking remembers what's happening at this point.
Yeah, I mean, surely everyone is here and they know what's going on. But
It's like, just in
it is
case
a
you
very
forgot,
good arc.
Bakugo can explode stuff. Like, no fucking way. Who could have guessed? It's almost like he's been doing that shit for 5 seasons. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Little
It is a
goofy.
very good arc that season 6 is going to be starting with. So there is some cause for optimism, even though I think season 5 is a little rough. If
Yeah.
it's done well, season 6 could be very good.
I guess there's like 2 like very hyped up continuations. Mob Psycho season 3, which will be the final season.
Yep, Mob Psycho season 3.
Should be good.
I know nothing about what's going to be happening. in
I've
season
never
3.
heard,
I have
like,
not,
I don't know if his soul has ever read the manga for this.
Yeah,
I mean, they
I don't
probably
know
have, but,
anyone
like,
who has
Really?
read the material.
I've never heard
but
anyone talk about it.
Yeah,
Anime's pretty popular.
Mob
The anime's
Psycho
super
has
popular,
just
yeah.
been so consistently good for the rest of it that I just have faith that season 3 will be more of the same. It might
Yeah.
not be the best of the seasons.
I just hope it's a satisfying setup.
But exactly, like I have faith that I will at least not be disappointed in season 3. At a minimum, I'll be like, it was another season of Mob Psycho that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And then Spy Family
And
Part 2.
Spy Family. I have read the content for Spy Family Part 2.
I have not read anything of it. The opening's already out. And it's pretty.
The opening is already on. The opening is really good. It's like
They put a lot of
the
effort into the
visuals,
animation
yeah.
for it.
the
Like,
visuals were so nice for like if it didn't feel like I was watching opening visuals for an anime. It felt like it was just like its own standalone little like
music
let's
video.
spend a lot of money making a music video. This arc that Core 2 starts with is really good. I think unfortunately Core 2 is not going to reach my favorite arc of the series, which is fine. But I remember when I was first like mentally storyboarding the first 2 cores, I was hoping that the first core would end with the stuff that we're beginning with in Core 2, and then I was like, I don't think it can squeeze in the arc I want to see animated, but it could end with it. I think this way makes more sense to not rush the content.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to rush
I
it.
think. Would I say Core 2 is going to be better than Core 1? I might. I think I enjoyed the content that's going to be in Core 2 a little more than the Core 1 content overall. The beginning of the show is obviously fantastic, but a good part of Core 1 is just set up
Yeah.
as it should be because it's a season 1.
Yeah.
I think Core 2 is very good in terms of content, and I have no reason to believe that they're not going to do a good job adapting that.
Season
only
2
read
I forgot existed. To Your Eternity season 2 is happening.
Yeah, there is.
Apparently it's
Or
supposed to be
season two.
like considerably better, like instead of, because like first season was like you meet people they die, and then you meet people they die, you meet people they die, and it's like I couldn't get into anything because I just know everyone's gonna fucking die. And so apparently it's supposed to stop doing that, and so hopefully it gets to be, because like I don't know, the first season was like so up and down in terms of quality. Like the first episode
Yeah,
I thought was
I
like
had points in time where people would be like, "Oh, this is one of the best shows this season," and then points of time where people would be like, "It exists. I'm watching it."
like the first episode, I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna be really good. And then like the next arc happened, I'm like, yeah. And then the next arc happened, I'm like, hey, this is pretty. And then the final arc happened, I'm like, I don't know, dude. It's just so, yeah, it's just like a up and down quality thing. I don't know. Hopefully season 2 is better because it'll be another 20 episodes. So,
You're right. This is a 20 episoder.
yeah, there's a lot of longer things. I feel like, because
Eminence and Shadows.
Yeah, Eminence and Shadows is 20.
And Shadow is 20 episodes.
Blue Lock is 24.
Blue Lock's
Feels like a weird
24.
number.
We talk about Blue Lock because we talked about Awashi a little earlier. Blue Lock and Awashi are like in the sports world. These two feud the same way that like all the shonen stuff feud. Blue Lock and Awashi fans just fight each other in the same way that like My Hero fans will fight like Black Clover fans currently and stuff like that.
Yeah. Isn't this supposed to be like a lot more like shonen monkey kind of soccer instead of like Awashi, where it's like the more
Yeah.
technical side?
So if I compare Awashi to Haikyuu, Blue Lock is like the Kuroko, which is not an insult because I think Kuroko is also good for what it is. I just think Blue Lock is not like the realistic depiction of soccer anime. Blue Lock is the shonen monkey superpowers, get hyped up on adrenaline.
Yeah.
Anime. It does have surprisingly really good character development, I will say.
I'll be the judge of that.
But whether that shows up in the anime or not, who knows? But the manga for it was pretty good. I think Blue Lock and Awashi are somehow polar opposites of each other while adapting the same sport, which is kind of fun. They have
Yeah.
somewhat similar main characters also, which is kind of interesting. Not necessarily in personality, but in like how they play soccer. They have some similarities. And so it's also kind of fun to see how, because they're obviously approached in very different ways. If Daniel's watched Awashi, if you've watched Awashi, you know that the way that Ashito develops would not be the way that Squid Game Soccer MC would develop.
Yeah.
There's one show that I've seen that I like hate. This is getting a second season.
Yeah, is Uzaki-chan?
Uzaki-chan, yeah, dude. I watched this with other people, or like
You
back when
did.
it came out. This was like the same season as Rent a Girlfriend, I think. So I watched that with other people as well. I hate this show. It's so like it just makes me so mad. I just like, oh my god, it's so bad. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's really bad.
There's
It
like
might
a
be
Twitter
happened. I
controversy
don't
over
think
it,
I'm
but
going
like
to.
I don't know.
Oh, I
care
guess
for it to
sure,
begin with,
yeah.
but
This is a while back. It was like years.
Twitter was like, oh, short people can't have big boobs or whatever. Like, and then the same thing happened with like Maid Dragon and stuff, which is like, I don't know, I don't really give a shit about that. It's just, it didn't look like it'd be interesting to.
No, it's
I've
not interesting.
already
And,
like.
that's why I'm sad to see it.
I've already injected too many fucking like teasing things into my veins. I've had 3 seasons of Takagi. I read Kubo every week, which gets an anime in winter, and then
Nice.
I watch Nagatoro, and so I got too much going on with the teasing department. I don't need any more. It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of these, and I've pretty much gotten to the point where I just kind of pick and choose. And Uzaki-chan was just one that I didn't feel particularly interested in.
Yeah. I don't remember when it exactly came out, but like I was probably watching more interesting things at the time and just didn't give a shit about it.
Mm. We've talked about them a lot, so we don't need to spend a lot of time. But the Diamond and Pearl movies, which is what we call them, it's the Boku ga Ashita and Kimi wa Aishita. Those two movies, and
Yeah, I mean,
we've
we're not
discussed
going to get them for a while,
but
so
we won't. We probably won't even get them next season. But those are coming out in like a week.
yeah, we'll probably get to
So-
Wait,
like.
what kind of movies are they?
So it's the ones
So,
where,
yeah.
depending on which one you watch first, the like the story for the second one changes, or like
Wait,
your
what?
yeah. So
Yeah,
there's two
so
movies,
It's two, yeah.
and then you watch one. You get to pick which one you watch first. There's no specific order, and depending on which one you watch first, it will change your experience in some capacity for the second one.
Okay, that is so interesting.
They're made by like different studios too, and I don't fully understand how the gimmick is supposed to work. But yeah,
It'll probably
it's like
be,
two
like, a lot of
different
context
stories
stuff.
that probably relate to each other in some degree, and it's yeah, it's interesting. Just hearing the hook for it makes me at least want to try them all. And we'll probably, when they come out, we'll probably have a big group watch or something.
I guess I'll watch Diamond first, and then let Pearl be my ending. I don't know.
I think all of us are planning on Diamond first and then Pearl.
Yeah,
Slam Dunk has a movie coming out too.
yeah, basketball.
Another thing
Yeah,
that
balls.
we probably talked about. But back to seasonals.
I got a lot of
We
stuff on
missed
here.
like Eminence of Shadow because it has the 20 episodes, but also I don't know anything about Eminence and Shadow, but I have heard very good things about the light novel.
I've
content,
heard
so
good things. It has Inari, and so I will watch it regardless. Yeah, that's all I
Fair
can say to that. I think it's supposed to be edge bait, but at the exact same time, I don't know. We'll see. We will see.
Mhm.
It's from.
There's this show called like More Than a Married Couple but Not Lovers. I like the
Yeah.
color scheme of this one.
which
This
I
is
feel
supposed
like
to be
it's
like
too
a
colorful. I don't know. I read the manga a little bit for it actually.
Oh really? Okay, it is a
I think my alternative manga app that I was using at the time got shut, and so I never continued it. But
okay.
it's an interesting gimmick, I suppose.
Yeah,
for
this
a
premise looks
romance.
very interesting. So
It's a little goofy, but I never got too far to like
Yeah.
decide like I don't know. It's like a romance drama stuff, so I'm sure I'll have to pick a side and then lose in the end.
yes, as always.
As always, I still need to look at my success rate for picking best girls to
oh, true.
lose.
I think I probably have a decent rate, but not like I'm probably like 50%. That's what I would probably describe my rate as.
I never win.
Just go in with no expectations.
I-
No,
So you can't do that for everything, though. And I guess we can talk more about that once the romance episode happens one day. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I need to.
Urusei Yatsura has a
Yeah,
remake.
it's a remake. 46 episodes. So we're in for the long
46
haul here.
episodes.
46.
I'm going to be watching this. I don't know how much I expect myself to enjoy this. But I know this is something a lot of people like.
Dude, this looks like a boomer anime.
I have
It's
read
a-
It's a
it is.
remake.
It's
Okay.
a remake. It is a remake of a 1981 anime.
Yeah, I've never watched it, and so I know pretty much nothing
It's
about
kind
it.
of cool to see like the PV and everything and see how they're going about adapting the remake in a way that looks modern but also doesn't lose all of kind of the charm of the older animation style.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good. I don't have expectations about it in the sense I don't know anything about it. But I
Yeah.
think this and recently announced, not going to be this next season, but Rurouni Kenshin is also getting a remake, question mark? Something in that vein.
You're
I think
probably
it's been
correct.
confirmed that it's a remake, but
Gotcha.
Something.
in a couple seasons from now, that's similar thing, really old anime that a lot of people love that is getting a new anime, and I'm kind of excited to try it because I think a lot of those older anime I stay away from just because they're old, and I'm afraid of
Yeah,
watching
the
old
animation style for a lot
you
of
know?
those is like, yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um.
Trying to think what else. There's like a couple others that I saw that were pretty interesting. Let me find them.
Just do it
Yeah.
yourself, which I think Daniel's watching. I don't know if I'm
Yes.
Which one
gonna
is
watch
that?
it yet.
It's a DIY anime. I'm gonna get to learn how to build furniture with anime girls.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I like that.
Nah, anime girls building furniture. That's all I know about
I
it.
can't say I ever expected this to be on a watch list in any capacity, but they created it, and so
Here we
now
are,
here
yeah.
we are.
There was one like, there's like something with the number 4. Yeah,
Something-
14 was.
Oh,
yeah. This one.
I have this on
Oh,
my
I don't know
page.
anything about it. Is it like?
It had a cooler.
It's manga.
It had a cooler visual before on any list. Now it's like just them like looking happy or whatever. So it doesn't look
Yeah.
as
Cool
interesting.
comedy story follows 4
Yeah.
friends at a girls' school.
Yeah.
Space
Okay,
pilot.
I mean-
What?
Yeah, so it's just so
What is
it's like there's a space pilot, a ninja without a clan, a girl with supernatural powers, and a boy in girls' clothes. The
All right,
classic.
Daniel. I'm gonna let you watch a couple episodes of this, and you tell me if I need to pick it up. Because I might be interested.
Fuck, I just now read the fucking what's it called? It had a really cool visual before, and so I thought it was gonna be a little bit different than that. But speaking of goofy things, there's a reincarnated as a mic ASMR dummy head.
Yeah, that was the second
a
one.
what?
Yeah.
Reincarnated
He's
as
like a
an
mic for like ASMR. Like,
dummy head. You know those like heads that they speak into for ASMR? They reincarnated as one of those.
yeah.
It's like I
That is-
understand the words you're saying, but my brain isn't processing.
I
them.
will.
He's a
I will
microphone.
link.
He's a mic.
I will link the thing.
Yeah.
To you. Hold on.
Like I think I'm gonna see it. It's gonna be exactly yeah. It's exactly what I think it is. But like
I had already watched the other ASMR, so I see this gets announced. I'm like, why the fuck are they doing reincarnated as a fucking
This is insane.
dummy head? I don't
I'm just
understand.
kind of floored.
I don't know what
didn't
to think
expect
about
to
it.
get here. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a new
Arcanate's skipped
Yawamushi
anime.
season, but I'm a
Oh,
season behind on
fucking
Yawamushi, so I won't be watching that quite yet.
Viking anime moment.
Yawamushi also very good.
Yeah,
What else am I watching? I'm watching Beast Tamer with Resh. This is just like another
is it Isekai or something?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
classic.
it
Oh
looks
yeah,
like it's
right. I
gonna
remember
be
now.
like
Yeah.
generic. It reminds me a bit of Slime 300, but also I don't think it's gonna be like Slime 300 at all. It just makes me think of like that type of thing.
Yeah, I already got my generic Isekai. It's the
I don't
following one.
know if
Oh,
it's gonna be like a more like wholesome thing or if it's gonna be like big adventure-y thing or what. It just has cute dragon girl and Resh was watching it, and so we're gonna watch together.
Dude, you know the show that like I'm surprised you didn't mention, PK, is this one called Bochi the
Bochi
Rock.
the Rock.
I was gonna mention
Yeah,
that one.
this
yeah.
seems
So,
like a-
so
this seems like a-
Daniel, yeah, so Daniel is gonna be watching Bochi the Rock. I might watch Bochi the Rock. The only
This seems
reason
like a U anime.
So the only reason I don't currently plan on watching Bochi the Rock is because it's from the same universe as Slow Loop.
Why
Which I
we
haven't
discriminated? They mean nothing to
No,
each
no, no,
other.
no, no, no,
surely.
no.
Wait, is this Slow Loop the fishing anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
so my logic, Daniel, is not that I won't watch it because it's part of Slow Loop. It's because I haven't watched Slow Loop. So it's like, should I plan
I'm
to
pretty
watch
sure
this?
the-
Even though I haven't watched Slow Loop yet, I don't know how they're related.
The
so
authors are just friends. I'm pretty sure it's different authors, and so I think they just put the characters into their own.
if that's the case, I'll just plan it right now
Yeah,
because
just-
I am interested in it. It looks
Apparently, it's supposed to be like
yeah.
depressing
You've
chaos.
told me
I
it's
don't know.
supposed to be like darker than a lot of these.
I don't know. I don't think it. I don't know if it's gonna be darker.
Maybe
like,
not dark, but
I
yeah,
think like one of the visuals they used to have looked like. I mean, it looked pretty depressing. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's gonna start depressing and then get not depressing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I will be
Arknight's
watching
anime.
Yeah, Arknight's anime.
I don't play Arknights. I don't have
You
too much
love
interest, but
gacha
that
games.
exists.
I
It is a gacha game.
played the gacha for like 2 days, and then I'm like, you know what? There's a lot going on with this UI. I don't feel like it, and so I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna play the game ever again. I like
Another
Tower
season
Defense
of,
too, but
It's another season of Idolish. Surely at least one of our listeners cares about Idolish third
I
beat
wonder.
part 2.
No, I don't know about that one. What
There's one other thing that means a lot to me,
Is it
which
the Fate?
Yes, Fate Strange Fate.
So do I have to watch anything else before this, or gonna just, I have it on the planet, but like I don't know.
No, you do not. So
Okay.
Strange Fake, how would I describe it? So one, Strange Fake is its own story. So you're fine to watch it.
Okay.
Two, it's most closely in the timeline related to Fate Zero,
All right.
but it's also not.
Nice.
In the sense that, like, you know how Fates are.
Mhm.
But yeah, it has some of my favorite characters in it. It has Gilgamesh coming back. Everyone knows Gilgamesh, but it has Enkidu, who canonically Gilgamesh's best friend, but also mortal enemy, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It has Richard the Lionheart as a character in it. A few other characters that people will notice if they follow a lot of Fates, like Jack the Ripper in alternate forms and stuff like that. The only downside with it is it's going to be a single episode special.
Yeah.
So I don't know what will be covered and in what capacity. When it first got leaked about it, I was hoping it was just going to be a full anime. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
that's not the case. Maybe down the road there will be. The source material, the light novel, is still ongoing, so that might be one of the reasons why it's not getting a full anime or anything like
It
that.
might be
But
like
it's still,
testing the waters or something.
yeah, exactly. But it's Strange Fake is very good and it has some of the characters that a lot of people really like. So
Yeah.
I hope that it'll be at the very least a fun special.
Yeah. I mentioned like real quick, but the agriculture isekai, it's probably gonna be in the same realm as like pharmacy,
Farming?
or I'm gonna learn like a little bit about farming. A lot of education next season, I guess. I get to learn
Wait,
how to.
is this actually like an educational one, or is it just like
I'm gonna assume it
a
is.
game?
That's like that's like the whole shtick of these ones, isn't it? Like you just like.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, if you watch the what was it, Nintendo Direct?
Mhm.
It could just be a game thing.
There was
you know?
there was 70 farming games in that Nintendo Direct, and it was like
Was there actually
hard
70?
not to make. No, there
Okay,
was
you just made that up.
actually
Fair
like
enough.
7 though.
No,
I kept joking. I kept joking about it and being like, "Oh, guys, we got another farming game coming up," and then they would show the farming part, and I'd be like, "Guys, it was a joke. Stop."
So that's why I feel like based on the description, it's kind of a game thing. It could be educational. Who knows?
Yeah,
I have no idea. We'll find out.
The
Surely,
DIY one.
Surely. Yeah, DIY. I'm gonna get to learn how to build like a chair or some shit, and it's gonna be cool. I guess I don't know.
Bro, it can't be that hard, bro. Just freaking
Just glue some wood together.
Definitely won't break.
it's not something that we care about because none of us watch Bleach, but there's another Bleach season coming
Bleach.
out,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
and I heard this arc is pretty good. So if you like Bleach, get hyped for Bleach. I don't have much to say. I watched about 40 episodes of Bleach. It was pretty good. I just got behind on it, and I think there was a lot of things I liked more, but I didn't necessarily hate Bleach. It was just another shonen, and I think other shonen got me more interested.
Yeah. Something I'm gonna
Another
be.
Sword Art movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Sword Art. I mean, we're not gonna get that for another.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we're not gonna get that, but
I like the first progressive. We'll see if it
I need
continues
to
to
watch
be
it still.
good. Something I'm watching, Renai Flops, which I think just translates to like love flops.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good voice actresses in it. We got Rei Takahashi, Miku Ito, Ayano Takatatsu, for like the main characters and stuff. So it should be interesting. I think it's just a harem. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably just a harem.
Let's see. Average
Which
high
isn't
school
necessarily
student
a bad
classic.
thing outright, but
Risque encounters. The fuck. Okay, I think
I don't know how I
gonna be
feel about
horny. I
this
think.
animation. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this animation style. It's not necessarily bad, but
We'll find out. It's probably gonna be mid, but it's got good voice actresses and cute girl designs,
you'll
and
be
so
watching it, yep.
I will be watching it. And then I think is this another isekai? I don't know. I added this to my fucking what's it called because I like the character designs. What is this?
it's a Futoku no Guild.
No, it's Shinmai.
I might watch that one because I like the character
Let's see.
designs.
Oh, it's It's a fucking alchemist shop thing. Shinmai Rankin Jutsushi no Tempo Ka.
Oh, this looks like a Daniel anime.
Yeah, this
I'm
gives off the
searching,
vibes of.
I'm searching for it. I'm not sure if mine is
Control F, bro.
It's management of a novice alchemist is the English translation.
Alright, so
fair enough. I won't find it, but it's fine.
I'll link it. Hold on. You'll see.
Oh wait, no, I found it.
Okay.
Yeah, these are some Daniel character designs.
This is a profile picture in like 7
I
minutes.
like this brown-haired girl's design though. She looks kind of cute.
Which one? The front
Graduated
one or
from
the
Alchemy.
back one?
The front one.
Yeah, she's yeah. I like her. I like the blue too.
There's a. Oh, I
It's
forgot.
like the type of thing I maybe will pick up mid-season, depending on how busy I am
Yeah.
and how good it is.
Another movie. There's a slime movie, and then there's also. Let's see.
I hope we maybe somehow get the slime movie this season, even though I'm not even caught up on slime. Maybe I'll be caught up by then.
Yeah, another good old film. Probably gonna be the same. Suzume no Tojimari. Probably gonna be the same shit as like the Do Your Name and Weathering with You. That whole thing. Hopefully it's like more, because like Weathering with You, like I think I said it back in the movie, whatever. It was just a worse Your Name, and so hopefully this has like its own identity. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And once we're not gonna get to watch it for like 20 years because Japan moment, but hopefully it's good. What's the Kaguya movie? Is Kaguya movie gonna be 2022? No, it's not. Fucking lying to me. They confirmed it for winter, I think. For some reason it says 2022 on here, but then it says season winter 2023. So I don't. Any list is on some substances, I suppose.
One thing a lot of people are hyped for that I don't think I'm too into is the Fufu Icho Koibito Mimon.
Which one is this?
Which is the one that kind of looks like
I don't know, summoned a demon or something. Hold on, let me look at the.
I don't know what the English translated name is. But
you said what was it?
Yeah, what?
You started speaking a lot of words.
Yep, words.
I will link. We'll do that.
Wait, this is okay. Yeah, so okay, this is the same. Yeah, it's just like I just.
Oh yeah, we talked about this already.
Yeah, it's just like the.
Maybe I just missed the part where we talked about it.
No.
It's an interesting concept.
Yeah,
it's just like
we said the English name for it, which is
English name is more than a married couple, but not lovers.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find that one. I see.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. All right, caught up.
All right. I was just say you linked it. I'm like, the fuck.
All right. Another Watatin.
Oh yeah, it's like OVA or something. I don't think I have anything left. There's like a lot of movies that are releasing, and like I'd be interested in some of them, but I know we're not gonna get them for like 20 fucking years.
Dude, that Diamond Pearl thing is like so interesting. I'm like
the fact that we call it Diamond Pearl is hilarious.
Okay, yeah.
That
well, listen, there's colors. The blue and the
blue and the red. It's just Diamond Pearl. Yeah. I will say
there's like some other things that may be looking like I mentioned Futoku no Guild, which I know nothing about. It looks like a generic adventure fantasy isekai type show. But I like the character designs, so maybe this will be my isekai make you of the season, but probably a little less horny.
I feel like there's a lot of like interesting stuff, but then like I feel like a lot of maybe not a lot. Most of the newer shows I feel like are going to be really hit or miss.
Yeah.
Because I feel like last season for summer, I feel like I had at least a decent amount of stuff that I generally enjoyed watching every day. But I don't know. We'll see how this one works out, I suppose. Like for summer, I at least have like one show a day where I could like reliably say my day is going to be like decent. Maybe not Sunday. I don't know. Pharmacy and Ruby was like a weird combination for Sundays. But it wasn't like awful or anything. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah,
nice.
I think that's it.
I don't know how I feel about this season overall. There's a lot of things that I could see myself liking, but I feel like there's not a lot of slam dunks for me.
I think I'm excited for Chainsaw Man
too.
Even though I just feel like that's hyped so much dude, it can't be that bad, right? Copium.
I feel like what might end up being like my personal. I fucking like Bochi the Rock a lot. I just feel it gives Daniel anime vibes.
It does give Daniel anime vibes.
And then I don't know, my top 3 prediction. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the new ones only instead of like because like Mob Psycho season 3 should slap or whatever. But maybe like Bochi the Rock. I guess Chainsaw Man will probably be up there. And I am hoping that Reincarnated as a Sword goes the way I want it to. And I can see it being enjoyable.
I feel like Eminence and Shadow is going to be one that I'm going to like a lot. I feel like Reincarnated as a Sword is going to be one I like a lot.
Yeah, I feel like there's potential
Blue Lock,
in the season.
I'm going to like a lot, but I read Blue Lock, so I don't know if that's even fair to count Blue Lock in my rankings here. I think I'll like Urusei.
Maybe do it yourself. Well, I can learn to like build. So I need a new chair. I could use a.
You should build something alongside when
Build
they're
something.
building the anime.
Yeah, you can follow along. It's like a instructional
Bring
video.
like some Legos or something. If the episode's about building a chair, build like a Lego chair. Obviously,
I don't know if it's gonna work.
Please sit on a Lego chair.
Me trying
Sure,
to
obviously, when we talk
carve
about
my Lego
things-
chair.
Obviously, when we talk about things that we're gonna like this season, Fate Strange Fake, unless they absolutely botch the special, I'm probably gonna absolutely love it. It's not quite a show, so I don't know that it necessarily should compete with all these shows, but just strictly that will probably be my favorite thing that gets adapted this season.
Animated by A1, so it should be generally quality.
It should be good. Yeah, I'm not expecting it to be garbage or anything because like I said, it is one of the more popular Fate stories. A lot of people like Strange Fake.
Yeah.
So I think it'll at a minimum get its justice. Yeah, I feel like my top 3 will probably be like Eminence and Shadow, Reincarnated as a Sword, and probably Urusei Yatsura, if I had to guess.
I don't know anything about it. It's I can't really speak to it, I suppose.
Bochi the Rock, maybe. I do love me some music anime, so
yeah,
there is a world.
Surely, I like the.
I have a couple of
visual
these
for it.
trash fantasy isekai things. I don't think any of them are. I'll enjoy them all, but I don't think they'll be competing for top 3s or anything.
They will be things that you watch.
Yep.
Yeah.
They will definitely be anime of all time.
One of the anime of all time.
You gotta stop that. That's insane.
It's such a fun thing
I know.
to say
It
for
works
no
for everything.
reason.
Yes.
There's
No.
no reason I should have so much fun saying it, but it's just.
It does.
It is
it
one
works.
of the phrases of all time.
And this is one of the podcasts of all time.
Yeah.
This is the best podcast of all time. And speaking of the best podcast, episode 21 will be ending right now. So if you haven't already, you should subscribe to our podcast because then you can see it every week. And we like that every Saturday at 3 p.m. except for that one time, but we don't talk about that. Eventually, we're just going to forget about it and go back to the old
eventually
outro.
we're going to say it was every time.
Eventually you'll stop
I hope
Eventually it was
someone, when we do
every
that,
time.
calls us out on it. It's 2 years from now, we just forget, and then our biggest fan is like, no, there was that one time.
There was that one time you posted it at 5 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. But also, you can find us on the audio-only platforms. If you go to our Anchor link down in the description, you can find us, and we'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, rather, etc. If you're on audio only and you'd like to look at the YouTube side of things, sometimes we have visuals, not often, but sometimes we do. You can just look up Is the Order an Anime Podcast on YouTube. You will probably find us. It's a pretty specific name. I can't think we have any competition in that regard. But yeah, that has been episode 21, and we hope to see you next week. Goodbye.